Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, and I'm back to do another quick question and answer. I'm actually going to do a couple more than I usually do, but I'm going to kind of go through them really quickly, and these are more of the common stuff that I've been asked recently, probably in the past month, 3 weeks to a month. So here we go, quick question and answer, quick question and answer. Two Q's are hard to say back to back, let's go into it. So hey, you have questions, and I've got the answers for you. It's as simple as that. So like when you guys send these in, because that way I can just really help you guys out, and that's one of the main purposes of this entire channel, and it's just cool to kind of connect with you guys. So here we go, I have 7 questions. Once again, I'm going to answer the questions, but I'm not going to go too super duper crazy, so that way you're just sitting there like, oh my god, answer the question. No, it'll be simple, straight to the point answers, exactly like you guys like. First question, should I work for free? Now, the reason I say that is because when you first start off, and a lot of people argue about this, well, you should always charge for your work, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, when you're first starting out and you're building a portfolio, you're going to need to shoot for free. That way you can build your portfolio and charge later down the line. So start off, build your portfolio. Don't worry about pricing yet because no one's going to pay you anyway because you don't have example images to show them. You don't have a portfolio. Build your portfolio, develop your eye more, develop your skill, your style, and everything, and then start charging, and then don't be afraid to ask the price that you want. Sandra asks, what flash triggers do I use? Because I saw them in your low-key background video. And essentially, they are just the Yongnuo RF603 version 2s. I still have a couple of the version 1s because they're compatible, but I'll even leave that link down in the description for the review for these. And if you want to see the first one, that's a link to that one. And yeah, they're like $30 for a pair. Insanely great. The only thing is they're manual mainly. They're not TTL. But if you know how to shoot, if you're really getting into manual photography, easy, better, and just extremely affordable. Steve asked if I had any tips for backing up my photos on like on the go type of thing. One, you could always bring your laptop, but if you just recently saw my Gear of the Week video, which was Tuesday, but if you're watching this down the road, you're not going to know when that is. I actually switched to more of an iPad, so I'm rocking the iPad Mini 3 Retina because it's just something easier that I want to do. It's just what I'm going to incorporate more. It's easier to carry around, but you can you just bring anything else externally, laptop, iPads, whatever tablet you have. That way you can get like a USB connection or SD card, CF card reader, whatever you're using, and back that up on the go. And that's how you do that. So that way you have the original source on your actual card in your camera and in a separate external place because, hey, something can go wrong. You say if you're shooting, portraits or headshots or an event or whatever, you drop your camera, your card snaps, something, your pin's bend, it's not recoverable, but guess what? You have it backed up on your laptop. Hopefully that helps you out. Ryan asks, what is low-key versus high-key? Because I saw your low-key video recently. And the simple answer is it's just basically the overall look, the style of the image, look at the background. Essentially, if it's a darker lit, if it's a darker background, like all black type of thing, like in that video you saw, that is a low-key background. Now, everything is very bright and vibrant and white and everything. So this look right here, even though it's not really intentional at all because the sun's just bright, it's more of a high-key look, a high-key style because it's brighter, it's whiter, etc. That's the quick and easy answer for you. It's really just more tools you can have in your arsenal depending on the look that you want. Mikkel, Mikkel, hopefully I'm saying your name right, asks, what is my favorite top composition tip because there are so many out there? I guess I don't really have a favorite, but there's one that I like to use a lot more, and it's rule of thirds. I mean, a lot of people love leading lines, leading you like, look, like there you go. That's a leading line. Awkwardly. But I really like the rule of thirds. So you see me standing right here, I'm looking at my monitor, that's a rule of third. I'm not just sitting here dead center. That's the bullseye effect. That's really boring. But if you're off to the side, if you're down a little bit, picture like a grid. So there you go, there's a grid, boom, something like that. You always want a piece of your person touching one of the intersecting points, which would be, oh my God, I can't do it, which would be like right here, essentially. So look up, turn the grid on your camera. Rule of thirds is one of my favorite things. It really draws general interest to a certain area and makes it more appealing, not just this. Hi. Another good question right here. It says, hi Eric, I am a big fan. What is one of your top tips for new photographers getting into it? I've been shooting for only a couple months now, but I don't know, etc., etc. One of my number one tips for photographers is essentially don't buy a ton of gear. Don't buy a ton of crap. Don't buy stuff you don't need. Just because there's these trinity of lenses, the God, Hebrew, blah, 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 you know, all these different lenses out there, you don't need them. When you're just starting out, you're not necessarily professional. You're just getting into it. You're learning, you're adapting, you're shooting, you're developing your style and everything. So you don't need a bunch of junk. Get your gear. Get maybe one lens. Get one or two lenses, you know, under $500 for, you know, on both lenses. So that way you just shoot. Get a telephoto, maybe get just a prime, like a 50 millimeter 1.8 on any system is a really, really good lens to start out using. So don't spend a lot of money on stuff and crap that you don't need. That's my number one and pretty much my essential tip for a lot of people getting into photography, because when I first started out, I really wasn't taught that way, and I thought, hey, you need the best gear right away. No, you don't. One of the last questions I want to answer for the day is, what is one of the best options for interior low-light photography? What one of these things should I invest in? Should I invest in a 1.4 lens, a 2.8 lens, or some kind of flash or lighting system? Now, it's actually a really, really good question, so I'm glad you asked it. And my thing is, if you have the right lighting, you can control the scene. You can control everything. Once again, obviously I come off of more of a wedding event background. I do show portraits and headshots, but you know, that's what I'm assuming that you're doing is you need a light. Now, while 1.4, 2.8 really, really can help without having to move your ISO or anything, you know, you get that specialized look. First of all, I'm not shooting at 1.4 because that depth of field sucks for the main part unless you're doing something really, really specialized. While that can help, while 1.4s, 1.8s, 2.8s can help let in a lot more light because, you know, the size of your aperture is wider, you're losing that depth of field. I mean, you're losing the chance of getting more things in focus, and that's really, really key. So I actually say invest in a flash. You can have the basic under prosumer gear, you know, for under $600. If you invest in a $200, $250, $300 flash, one, it's still cheaper than a lens for the most part, all depending on what you're looking at. And two, it's really, really going to help control the light. You won't have to use your ISO as much, and that way on the lower end beginner cameras that you're coming in, you know, going above 1600 ISO, you know, it starts to get shaky, you know. So my advice is to not necessarily look at the lenses in that case, even though building lenses is most important. Don't worry about the camera body, but a flash for interior low light photography with a slight modification or two can really, really step up your game over just a lens, and you're hoping to get things in focus if you're shooting at the widest aperture. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. That's all I got. That's some questions. Keep sending them in. Send them at eric@ericrossi.com, Facebook, Twitter, anything. Write them at the you know, any videos. And if you stuck through this video and you really, really liked, give this a thumbs up, share, favorite, all that kind of YouTube stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Awesome Wednesday video. Let's go. Keep it. Boom.